Sorry, go for it.
Volume.
You put in some,
Kind
the
of-
amount going around goes up by 10 to 15%. That's it,
That-
okay?
Okay. So volume responsiveness is if you add volume, your cardiac output will improve.
Increase by 10 to
Some.
15%.
So,
That's it,
okay.
okay? Now, so why, now, I'm not saying it's
You
completely.
got it yet?
Yeah, so
You're getting there.
and it's like the other things we talked about, right? Like TTE or, a million other things. I'm not saying that each one of these things is useless or doesn't have a place, right? There is a place for each one, but let's just put it in its place, okay? So to put it in its place, why measure volume responsiveness? Like, who cares, okay? And so if we look at the system and what we're trying to accomplish, right? You told me, gotta keep the blood pressure up, so that means I need filling and function, so that means I gotta get at least 100 cc's into the target.
So
Right.
you measure volume responsiveness because that's one way, if it is responsive, you know you can increase preload.
Well, so not directly, okay, but we're getting there. So,
Okay.
so yes, in the sense that what you're doing, okay, is what it's telling me is, if I look at the SVC, right, and the SVC is like this, and collapsing, right? What that's telling us is there's more room in the central circulation to accept some volume that could be useful by making the amount go around a little bit more. There's more room, okay, in the space for available volume. So, and the reason that the SVC is the best measure, it's better than the IVC, okay, is it's so close to the central circulation, right? And they're not interfered by anything else, okay? So the SVC is a very good measure of the central circulation, right? Which tells you something about the available volume. So I'm not saying it's useless, it is useful, okay? Because it tells you if I were to add some volume, I could get something out of that. Just hold that for a second, all right? The flip side of that is if the SVC looks like this and doesn't move, there's no room. This is not an add volume issue. There's no room and the cardiac output won't go up. So in that sense, volume responsiveness, yes or no, is a useful measure. Does that make sense? What I'm saying is, it's a useful measure under certain conditions, but you cannot drive the system with just the one measure, and it is not, volume responsiveness is not a measure of hypovolemia. This is, it's a very important point.
So if you have a round SVC, it's not the H, it could be the C or the D or the O.
Well, so now let's go through the rest of the system, but I just wanted to stop there and say, is that part clear in terms of volume responsiveness?
Yeah.
The example I always give is that half of this